Eli Manning is reportedly set to retire from football today. His press conference is actually live right now. So after spending most of this season on the bench behind Daniel Jones, Eli had already said that he didn't want a backup role next year. Eli led the Giants to 2 Super Bowl wins, including an incredible victory over the 18-0 Patriots. Eli will also finish his career in the top 10 for both passing yards and touchdowns, and will walk away with a 500 record of 117 and 117. And we are now joined by the one and only Michael Rapaport.
Oh, here we go.
Only appropriate that we have you here for this discussion. See, you're already ready for this one. But we've been talking about whether or not he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame or not. How do you feel about it?
I've been watching all week. And God is good because this was already scheduled. And I've been listening to Kooky Rob Parker and you and Skip Bayless, a.k.a. Drip Bayless, a.k.a. Whip Bayless. All the fame is gone to your head. You cannot talk about the history of the NFL without talking about the great Eli Manning.
Stop saying that.
Eli with the lineage, Manning, coming up behind Archie and Peyton. Eli, the old Mississippi Messiah, #1 pick. I am not playing in San Diego. Eli, always standing in the pocket, never running, taking the bumps. Eli, the wild card killer, MVP. Eli, the Giants' giant killer, escaped the pocket deep to David Tyree. Eli then threw it in the end zone to Plaxico. Eli, where was the Patriot defense? They were videotaping practice. Eli to the end zone, defeated the undefeatable. The Giants killer showed Danny Dimes how to shine. Eli, there's so much I have to say about this. Let me tell you something. You, every single NFL fan out there should be thanking and kissing the ground that Eli walks on, because if it wasn't for Eli Manning, the Patriots would have 8 rings right now. Skip, think about that. He took 2, not 1, 2 rings away from the GOAT. He beat A-Rod, and he beat Tom Brady, not once, not twice. Eli Manning and Michael Strahan, okay, the great Michael Strahan, he should be fitting. He should be doing the fitting of the jacket for Eli Manning. Victor Cruz, he'll say, oh yeah, Eli Manning is a GOAT, is a Hall of Fame.
So that's your question, just one question. Would you think less of Tom Brady if he had 6 rings instead of 8? I don't think you do. He's still holding in that
Shannon, I listen to Rob Parker, and I'm not going to come on, and I know what you guys want to do. You want me to disparage the great Broadway Joe Namath. I'm not going to sit here, because that's what people say. Well, if this guy got in, I'm not comparing him to anybody. He did, how many rings you got?
3.
Okay. How many rings does Aaron Rodgers have?
1.
How many rings does his brother, the great Peyton?
2.
Okay, and how many rings does his father have?
None.
Okay. The man has 2 rings. The man's a Hall of Famer. I dealt with all the interceptions. I dealt with the face that didn't change. I saw it all. And you know what this really has to do with?
What?
Tony Romo. That's what this has to do with, Skip. All the disrespect.
Oh, Tony Romo's the Hall of Famer?
No, exactly. He's not a Hall of Famer. And how many rings does Tony Romo have?
I would just take out
How many rings does Tony Romo have? He's got 0. That's the hate. You should be thanking Eli Manning, because Tom Brady would have, he took it away from twice. Randy, what Hall of Famers did he have on the offensive side of it? The people he had, Ahmad Bradshaw, Brandon Jacobs, Akeem Nicks, Mario Manningham. Tom Brady had Randy Moss, Gronkowski, good players. You wouldn't know who these guys were if they didn't win a Super Bowl. Who led them to a Super Bowl? Eli Manning. I don't want to walk off the show, but I'm tempted to walk off the show. And I got to tell you something, Skip. The chains, the whips, the jewelry, it's gone to your head.
I don't know where the whips came from.
No, Whip Bayless.
Okay.
Where you broke the internet the other night. I mean, did you ever think that in your wildest dreams that he'd be the cool guy on the show? He's out-cooling you right now.
Who, Lambo Larry? Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He talking about, I'll be driving a Lambo in Miami.
Iron Man Eli. Iron Man Eli. He did it all with class, and he did it in the biggest market, never wavered, never danced, never brought any attention to himself, okay? Tony Romo. That's what this is about, Skip.
Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead, let you have it. Go ahead.
Speaking strictly as a Cowboy fan, and by the way, you are a born, dyed-in-the-wool Blue Giants fan, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you have 0 objectivity. Now I'm going to come with some objectivity. Speaking for Cowboy Nation, we will miss Eli Manning because for the last, 8 years, we owned Eli Manning. We couldn't wait to play Eli Manning because over the last 8 years that he was your starting quarterback, you made the playoffs once. And you're trying to put that guy in the Hall of Fame with a 117 and 117 500 career record? A guy who made only 4 Pro Bowls in 16 years as a starter? Are you kidding me? Who led the league in interceptions 3 times? How can you? He's disqualified from any Hall of Fame talk, please, because he actually made only 1 great throw in his whole career, and it was to Mario Manningham. But it would have been canceled.
My God.
It would have been rendered irrelevant if Tom Brady hadn't been slightly high and outside, but the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe says he really had to throw the ball up the seam to Wes Welker on his outside shoulder, or the safety was about to obliterate little Wes Welker.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a terrible throw. Wes got his hands on both 2 hands on the football. If he catches it, Eli only has 1 ring. And if Eli Manning had not pulled off the luckiest play in Super Bowl history, according to Eli Manning, then we would have no rings for Eli Manning, and Tom Brady would have 8 rings because it's 3rd and 5 at the Giants' 44.
And they're hitting him, pulling him, scratching at him.
He is in the grass.
In the grass.
Today's rules, you're down.
Yeah, but this is a Super Bowl. We play until we get down.
The guy with no mobility escapes from 3 Patriots pass rushers who have their hands on him.
6 Patriot pass rushers.
I don't know how. Where was the great vaunted Bill Belichick defense then? I don't know. So he finally escapes. He runs backward.
Yep.
He closes his eyes.
He didn't close them.
He put both hands on his eyes like this and threw it as far as he could.
Right, and what'd the guy do? Catch it, and then on the next...
Wait a second. What did the guy do? He stuck it on his face mask.
Found a way.
Stuck in his face mask. In fact, he didn't actually touch the football. It just stuck in his mask. And the great Rodney Harrison, he was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was. He thought the game was over.
And where was that great Patriot defense the next play? Why was Plaxico... I mean, we all knew it was going to him. It was almost like a practice throw. Where was the Patriot? You know why?
I think that is your best point and the only good point that you have made because Belichick's
The only good point that I made?
Yeah, 12 plays, 83 yards for a touchdown to win the game after the great GOAT Tom Brady had driven 80 yards the other way for what should have been another game-winning drive.
And shoulda, coulda, Atlanta Falcons, it does not matter. The guy beat Tom Brady twice. He beat Aaron Rodgers in the conference championship.
Brett Favre, too.
Yo, what do I have to? I mean, this isn't even a conversation. We talk about rings. You disrespect basketball players all the time. Damian Lillard, he's not winning a ring. Is it not about championships? Is it not about championships? And these lunatics who are voting for the Hall of Fame. I mean, somehow I'm not going to divert. But the other day, Derek Jeter, like 99.9%. Show your face, crazy person. Eli Manning is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, and I'm going to be there. Victor Cruz is going to be there. Bill Belichick is going to be there, and Tom Brady is going to be there. And they're going to be going, what, Shannon? What, Shay? What do you have to say for yourself?
Look, this is, you put me in an uncomfortable spot because I'm a member. And anytime I say someone should or shouldn't, it's almost, they don't say Shannon Sharpe said, they say Pro Football Hall of Famer says he shouldn't.
You deserve that.
So I try to stay out of the fray. But when I signed up to do this sit across from Skip Bayless, I said I'm not backing away from anything. He's going to get in.
That's right.
But his body of work, was he a transcendent player? Was he a historically great player in his era? I thought that was what the standard that they used. That's what they told me when I came out. I guess not. Nah, but here's why he's going to get in. He's one of 5 players to win 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Bart Starr, Brady, Montana, and Terry Bradshaw.
Boom.
He was the face of a marquee franchise for 16 years.
With class.
Skip, he showed up to work every single day to 210 straight starts. Now, he didn't always get the work done, but he did show up. But let's be real. 117 and 117.
I don't care about it. I know what it is.
Does it bug you?
It bugged me. It drove me crazy. It drove me crazy. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to compare to other players. There's tight ends that have made it.
No, I'm compared to his era. So at what point with Brady, Brady, Manning, Breeze, Roethlisberger, did you ever say Eli's better than those guys?
When the chips, when everything needed to be brass were on the line.
So that's your question. So if Jimmy Garoppolo wins the Super Bowl, he's better than Patrick Mahomes. So is that what we're using?
No, I'm not saying it. But if he does it again, I'm not saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying he's better than Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying he's better than his brother. But I'm saying, does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame for what he did? Yes. Should they say, oh, well, the defense was good. But what Super Bowl team doesn't have a good, great, or iconic defense? What championship Super Bowl team doesn't have a fantastic defense? He deserves to be in there. I was there with all the turnovers. I was there with all of it. I watched it all. But at the end of the day, not once, twice. And and again, I'm going to just say the two words, Tony Romo. That's where this hate is coming from. Would you rather this guy? Yes.
I love to play Eli.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't get enough of him.
Yeah.
Seriously. He was a 500 quarterback, and he's going in the Hall of Fame. And I give you, he is Peyton's brother and Archie's son. He is royalty. He was a classy guy who never said anything because sometimes I wondered what if anything was up there to say. I don't know what.
I agree. It drove me nuts too. And he showed Danny Dimes the way.
And speaking of driving you nuts, I'm here to say there's some hypocrisy going on because I'm not sure any man on the planet has screamed bad words at Eli Manning more than this man has during football games. How many times did you throw things at your TV because Eli threw another pick?
A bunch.
Thank you.
And maybe his durability, maybe that he has the heart of a killer, the heart of a lion, it goes in the way of some of his stats. Maybe the fact that he played, 16 years straight?
He played 210 consecutive games.
How hard is that, Shannon Sharp?
That was very hard.
Okay,
very hard.
and so maybe that got in the way. So, like all these things.
But a lot of guys, you have a lot of starts and you start not to play well, they put somebody else in there. They just don't keep you in there. Only the quarterback.
We did that. We did that with McAdoo, the Wackadoo, on this show, and he benched Eli Manning, and Eli cried for who? Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith. I saw him at my Trader Joe's the other day.
No, he's in Seattle. Oh, how about this here? Now, Tom Coughlin.
Tom with the red face, Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin, Ben McAdoo, and Sherman. Now we got three guys that was that the last year with Eli. Now where are they now?
That ain't my problem.
I know, all I know that was their quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Where are they now?
I know where Tom Coughlin is. He's shining those